Capricorn people, this is your monthly forecast for the month of June 2016. Thank you so much for joining me. Now before we get started on your monthly forecast, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is a general reading for anybody who has their sun, their moon, or their rising sign in the sign of Capricorn. But remember, you are so much more than just one part of your chart. There's many other energies that make up you as a unique individual. So if you would like me to take a look at your chart and let you know what's going on with any situation in life, shoot me an email and I would love to help you out and do that. I will email you back, let you know all the information of how to schedule and pay for a reading with myself. So with that being said, on to your general June forecast. Alright my Cappies, so this month work and relationships are going to be your biggest focus, okay? So the 6th house is highlighted because that's a sign of Gemini for Capricorns. And then the 7th house is Cancer. That's your opposite sign, so it's your relationship sign. There is a lot of planetary activity going on, so let me break it on down in detail for you guys. So in the sign of Gemini, we have the sun there until the 20th. We have a new moon there on the 4th in conjunction with Venus. And Venus will be there until the 17th, and then we have Mercury joining in the mix on the 12th. What does all of this mean for my Capricorns? So the sun in any area or any sign that transits is going to shine a big spotlight or a flashlight on that area of life. So for you, right now, in the beginning of June, it's going to be work. Now, my Capricorns can be having a lot more work duties piled upon them because they're being seen. It's like the sun is shining a light on you, okay? So your company that you work for can be looking at you like, hey, there's that Capricorn that works very hard and they can handle a lot of hard work. So yeah, here's some more duties. Can you help out with this? Can you help out with that? Can you help with this? Can you help with that? And you're just gonna be like, oh my gosh, really? But the good thing about you guys, Capricorns, that I love so much about you is whatever workload is given to you, even though you might have some complaints, you mainly keep them to yourself and you just tread along. You know, you take it, you put it on your back and say, okay, this is another thing I need to work on, and another thing, and another thing. You put them on your back and you just work. You work on one thing at a time until things are completed. So you may have it piled on you, Capricorn, but it's nothing that you guys cannot handle. Now the 6th house is also the house of health. So some of my Capricorns maybe have started to look at their daily routines and their daily life and say, you know what, I've been working so much I haven't made any room or any time for going to the gym, for exercise, for really taking care of myself. And now, you know, the sun is shining a light on that and making me realize I really need to take better care of myself physically. So you can be going back to the gym or looking at your gym membership and seeing if it's worth it and maybe getting a different one if not. Those are just some things that you can be focusing on as far as health. Or it can be that a health issue is brought to light because of you working so much and so hard. And you may have something that tells you, you know what, you need to slow down. And Capricorns, you guys have sensitive areas of your body such as the bones, the knees, pretty much the skeletal system is ruled by Capricorn. And maybe your teeth might be giving you issues. So these may pop up, I'm just letting you know, to be addressed right now with the sun in the 6th house. So the new moon is going to be in the 6th house on the 4th of June, and this is going to be in a conjunction with Venus, which is very, very positive. So a new moon in regards to work, a new beginning at work, maybe a new female figure steps into the work environment because Venus represents females. So maybe you have a new boss who's a female, a new co-worker, a new sidekick, a new, I don't know, somebody else that comes in who is a female. This can also mean a new love interest steps into your work environment as well for some Capricorns. But it can mean that you're just kind of seen in a light that's a little more positive as well in the workforce. It can mean a new job if you're a Capricorn looking for a job. But one thing I'll let you know is this new moon is not just any regular new moon. New moons usually have the sun and moon come together in the same sign and the same degree, and it'll birth something new. It may have to clear something away that's old and no longer serving you in order to bring something brand new. So it may be that a job opportunity ends, you know, and that just pushes you to get a new and better one. This new moon is making some challenging aspects which are triggering what's called a grand cross, and its immutable signs, which are Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Those are the mutable signs. So there is planetary activity happening around the same degree in all of those signs. And how is it affecting my Capricorn? So first of all, the Sun and Venus are in your 6th house, and opposite to that is your 12th house, where we have Saturn there, okay? And Saturn is telling you, you know what, you need to work hard to not work so hard, Capricorn. Saturn in the 12th house. The 12th house is about rest, relaxation, and taking care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. The 6th house is about taking care of your physical body, okay? So there's kind of an opposition there and a conflict that's going to be going on. Saturn's going to be checking the Sun and Venus with wanting to overdo it. The Sun and Venus together in the 6th can also cause someone to overdo it when it comes to eating, in a way, with having an addiction to something like sugar, sweets, things like that. So Saturn in the 12th can be checking you on that and saying, you know what, you need to make sure that you are taking care of your health, your physical body, in order for your spirit to be healthy as well, you know. And then we have Jupiter in Virgo, and that's in your 9th house, okay? And he's happy in the 9th house. He is optimistic. Jupiter rules the 9th house because it's the same energy as Sagittarius. Jupiter, Sagittarius, 9th house, they all represent very similar, if not the same things. Travel, philosophy, just being optimistic and having faith in the future without really having to look at all the details. So you can be wanting to jump when it comes to travel, when it comes to educational pursuits and things like that. Then we have Neptune on the opposite end in the 3rd house of the mind, which Neptune in the 3rd can make your mind kind of blurry, not always clear, okay? So that is what this grand mutable cross is highlighting for you. So all of these planets are challenging each other, challenging you to think, okay? Look before you leap when it comes to anything to do with education, learning new skills, travel, any of that stuff. And then to also take care of your spirit as well as your physical health. Woo! So that new moon is really going to be triggering that. But just remember, the mutable signs represent change, okay? Brand new change, and so does a new moon. So whatever happens this month and going forward is a great change to pull you in a more positive direction, even though it may have some challenges. Now, as I mentioned, Venus is going to be in your 6th house until the 17th. And yes, this can represent love in the workplace, especially if you're male. It can be a female, you know, in your work environment that maybe you like and get along with very well. Or if you're a female, another female that you know, can befriend and have friends with and have great support within the work environment in general. It can also mean not only just having an addiction to like sweets and unhealthy, you know, overindulgence with eating, but also it can do the opposite. It depends on you. It can mean a great positive boost of energy within your health, you know, taking care of yourself, to where you look at yourself and you say, you know what, I would love for my appearance, which Venus rules, you know, to be that of a more healthier, beautiful person. So therefore I'm going to start doing this, that, my diet, gym, whatever. So Venus in the 6th can do all of those things for you. So Mercury entering your 6th house can make you very busy when it comes to work, have a lot of work duties, have a lot of responsibilities. If you own your own business, it can bring you a lot more clients that you have to do work for. It can also bring you new employees if you own your own business. It can be hiring season where you need that help, you know, to get things done. If you are just a plain old working Capricorn working for another company, yes, you will have more work duties guaranteed. But the good thing about Mercury in the 6th is Mercury likes to solve problems, and so does the energy of the 6th house. So any problems that may arise, you'll be very quick-witted enough to fix them and to address them. One thing I would try to avoid with Mercury in the 6th house is being overly pessimistic, okay? Because the 6th house corresponds with the sign of Virgo. Virgos, they see all the details, okay? So while Mercury is in the house, it's, you know, similar to Virgo energy, it's going to start seeing all the little details of everything, the flaws and all. So one thing that people who see all of those things can do is nitpick at people sometimes. So that's one thing that you want to avoid, but definitely use it for solving problems in a positive way. As I mentioned, the energy is going to shift Capricorn into your 7th house, which is the sign of Cancer. We've got Venus moving there on the 17th, the Sun moving there on the 20th, Mercury moves there not until the 29th, but we're going to have all this energy in the 7th house for a while, on into July. Okay, so relationships Cappies, if you are open to relationships, this is the time where you are going to be seen in the single scene, okay? Like, even if you aren't trying, people are going to notice you, they're going to recognize you. You're just going to be wearing this sign on you that says, I am open to love, okay? So please come talk to me. Even though Cappies are not normally, just generally speaking, about your energy, the most socially active people, you may feel like being a little more social. If it's not dating, it may be just socializing, talking with people one-on-one. Cappies normally keep their circles small, you know, generally speaking, and small group of people that you trust, whose company you enjoy, and you may just want to enjoy their company a lot more when the energy shifts to Cancer. Now, Mars continues to be in the sign of Scorpio and will be retrograde in that sign until the 29th of June. Okay, then he's going to move forward and still be in the sign of Scorpio until August 2nd. Now, this is happening in your 11th house of groups of friends, okay? So even though you may feel like being more social, you may be seen more because of the energy of the 7th house being highlighted. Mars in the 11th, just on the negative side, it can cause some conflicts within groups with you, okay? Because Mars is drive and action and aggression and energy, and then it's in the sign of Scorpio, which it co-rules, or it anciently rules, which is a very passionate, driven sign. So when all of that energy is turned backwards, it's turned inwards, it can be frustrating because you can't really move forward, right? So what I would say is try to avoid conflicts within groups, okay, like with friends and things like that, because when there is a retrograde Mars, anything that you throw at people, if you're too aggressive and angry, it's going to be boomeranged right back to you. Just letting you know, Capricorn. But on a positive note, it's a time to go over some plans with being an activist for a cause, if that's something that you belong to or are interested in. Any cause, any groups that you feel so passionate about what they represent, you know, you can go back over some things and maybe come up with some plans and everything. So when Mars moves forward, it's time to take action within those groups. There's going to be a full moon in Sagittarius in your 12th house on the 20th of June. This is going to be at 29 degrees Sagittarius, which is at the very last degree of this sign. So that means the last degree means completion, okay? And it's especially important for Capricorn people because it's right before the energy shifts into your sign, because Sagittarius is a sign right before yours. So 29 degrees of Sagittarius, if you're a Capricorn who has your sun, moon, or ascendant at 0 degrees Capricorn up until, I would say, at least maybe like 4 or 5 degrees Capricorn, then this full moon will really, really affect you and be about completion of something, okay? Especially because this is your 12th house. The 12th house is the last house on the wheel before we get to the first house, which is the house of being brand new, being born, initiating action, being like, I'm here, everybody, let's get this, it's time to do this, okay? I am here, brand new. The 12th house is all about reflecting, going back over things that happened in life. If you were to represent and symbolize the houses by ages, the first house is a newborn baby. The 12th house is the oldest, like old man or old lady, right? So when people are that old, what do? They look back on their lives. They become more spiritual. They become more zen, more calm, you know, and they become more like wise, okay? Because they look back on the past a lot, on everything that they've learned and experienced. So when there's a full moon there and it's in the degree of completion and it's right before your sign, this is a time to really complete anything in your life that is karmic. It's like karmic completion of something, okay? And then remember, last month in May there was a full moon in Sagittarius also, but it was at 1 degree Sag conjunct Mars, which is angry, you know, and aggressive, also in this 12th house. Now the 12th house is also the house of dreams, okay? And I don't mean like daydreaming dreams, I mean like real dreams that you have at night in your sleep, and also receiving messages from the other side. And I know some Cappies are skeptical of that stuff, but hey, listen, when you have the 12th house activated, that stuff is real, okay? You really do have maybe ancestors that have passed on, loved ones, relatives, whomever, may pop up in your dreams to really give you a message. So if you have dreams like that, don't just dismiss it and say, it was just a dream. Really try to see what the message was, okay? So this could be activated by this full moon, or it could be telling you, you know what, Capricorn, you need to stop working so hard and really take care of yourself, because Saturn, your ruling planet, is in the same area, in the same house, telling you the same thing. So the full moon can really top that off for you. So just keep that in mind and really take care of your mind, body, and soul. All right, Capricorn, well, that was it for the month of June. I really hope this was insightful for you and helpful in any kind of way. And remember that if you would like me to look at anything more personal to do with you and your whole chart, not just the sign of Capricorn, I would love to help you out. Just shoot me an email and we can set something up, all right? Well, take care, you guys. I will see you in the month of July. I'll see you guys next month. Love you guys. Mwah.